California's gold is seen statewide on California Public Television. This series is endorsed by the California Teachers Association, the California School Boards Association, and the California Library Association.
California's Gold is brought to you by Ford, with a world of new ideas that make being out on the road more fun and more economical. Like Sync, the hands-free communication and entertainment system from Microsoft. It lets you order up practically anything you want to hear just by asking. And turn-by-turn navigation gets you exactly where you want to go. Ford hopes you enjoy traveling through California with Huell Hauser, perhaps in one of our remarkable new products.
The adventure started out heading down a busy highway in Orange County, past lots and lots of houses. Beautiful and typical Southern California suburban landscape. And then we got to the top of a hill and made a right turn and entered a whole nother world. It was literally like going back in time. In fact, the further down the little road we traveled, the more removed we felt from the hustle and bustle of today's California. We were entering old California, an expression I'd end up using many times during the day. It doesn't get any prettier than this. I feel like we have stumbled upon a real Southern California treasure here. I have a feeling we have. Here to tell us a little bit about where we are, because I'm not sure I know where we are. Pete, introduce yourself to everybody.
I'm Pete DeSimone. I'm the manager of Audubon California Starr Ranch Sanctuary here in southeast Orange County.
The Starr Ranch Sanctuary.
STARR.
Okay, is that the Starr? Are we on the Starr Ranch?
You're right, pretty much in the center of the original 10,000 acres, and Audubon has 4,000 since 1973.
Okay, so was there a family named Starr, and
Yep.
was that their ranch
Yep.
house?
Eugene and Applin Starr accumulated this ranch back in the 20s and 30s and passed away in the 60s, became a foundation, and a portion was given to Audubon back in 1973.
Now, did they live here when it was an active
No.
ranch?
This was their vacation home. It was a working ranch. I mean, he had some cattle on here, and there were cowboys, and you'll see there's an old ranch setup down the road. But no, he just came out here. You know, he lived at the Jonathan Club in Los Angeles.
Oh gosh, he was rich.
Yeah, he had a small oil company, and this is where he came to hang out, ride horses, hunt, whatever. And
wow.
Yeah.
Well, it's beautiful now. I don't know if it could have been even more beautiful back then, because you can't see any development around here, and yet we're right in the middle of development.
Yeah, we're in the heart of a major canyon, Bell Canyon, in the south part of the county, and it's really wonderful because it's protected. It comes out of the Cleveland National Forest, through Starr Ranch, through Casper's Park, empties into San Juan Creek and into the ocean, and it's pretty well isolated. Back, probably the 30s, 40s, they created that, and there's an old remnant of an aqueduct, just a kind of a shallow trench that runs all the way down probably 300 yards to the small orange grove, and they put boards in there, backed up the water, it would flood the aqueduct and irrigate the orange trees.
So they had a citrus grove here.
Yeah.
This was a working
ranch. You know, pig pen, you know, cows,
wow, what do you use
smokehouse.
this for today?
This is where the field crew and the field crew leader who does Sandy's restoration work on habitat restoration.
Maybe you lived here.
No, we live in the old cookhouse down the road.
All right, this is just the beginning. This is the kind of the civilized part of the ranch, the built-up part of the ranch. Look at this right down here. What's the name of this creek down here?
This is Bell Creek. Bell Creek,
It goes all the way down. Boy, this is beautiful. We're going to leave here. Boy, look at all the oak trees. And these are, what's this big one? Sycamores. Yep. Boy, this is beautiful.
Doesn't take long to learn your trees here. There's only 2 or 3 of them.
What? Oak, sycamores?
And the occasional alder.
Well, wait a minute. There's an evergreen tree.
Well, our headquarters area has some exotics that they planted. But as soon as you get on the ranch, it's pretty much wild.
That's what I want to do right now, is get out on the ranch. The Starr Ranch, which is owned and operated by the Audubon Society, I think we're all in for a real treat. And this is a total surprise, not only for me, but I think for most people who come here the first time.
That could be. More words getting out that we're here, and we offer a lot of opportunities for kids and adults to come out. But, you know, this is great publicity for us. Maybe more folks will be able to get out here, get this on the air.
Well, you
and
want
let
them to come, but you don't want too many of them to come.
Yeah, only and for their safety too. It's, you know, we don't want to love it to death either.
All right, we're going to love it a little bit right now. Before we got started, we found people. Give us a wave, people. There are people here at the Starr Ranch. And here's your wife, Pete. Come on in. Your name is?
Sandy DeSimone.
Okay, now you're here with Pete all the time.
Yes.
Now you wanted to introduce us to some people
I
here.
did. We have the Assistant Director, Research and Education,
Hand
Scott
up.
Gibson, our winter ornithologist, Lisa Burrell, our 2 riparian interns, Caitlin and Rachel.
Riparian interns.
Yeah, they work in the creek.
Yeah, that's great.
And our 5 field crew are hard working up on a hill, so they're not here.
Uh-huh.
Then we have the Orange County Conservation Corps crew.
Hands up.
And their supervisor, Rodney, in the back.
And they do all kinds of work here all year round, don't they?
They do till June on a grant, yep.
All right, and there's a lot to do on this ranch.
Oh yeah, they help with the flood damage and restoration and weed control. We don't use chemicals here, so it's hard work.
They working you all hard today?
Yeah.
All right, so that's it. There are a lot of people here just on a regular basis.
Yeah.
But I don't think we're going to be seeing a lot of people where we're going, are we?
Probably not likely.
All right, so we're leaving civilization. We're leaving you all behind. If you don't see us by sunset, send somebody out looking for us, okay? See y'all later. Give us a wave. And Pete, you and I are going to
Take a ride
start
down.
off from the sanctuary office and head down the road and see what this Starr Ranch is all about. Were these cut out as what kind of roads? Wagon roads?
We looked at aerials back in the 40s. A lot of these roads weren't in. Around the whole ranch is about 18 miles of roads, and the only pavement is pretty much right up to the bridge. And now, as we go out on the ranch, it's all roads they graded probably in the 40s and 50s, and that we have to maintain too, because
boy, when the water comes up, you're really cut off, aren't you?
Yeah, it was pretty intense.
Look down there, Cameron, to your left. Wow, that's great.
Yeah, it smells really beautiful right now.
This is wild country, isn't it?
This is old California. This is, you don't see too many places like this anymore.
And then it kind of opens up.
Yeah, there's Bell Canyon.
Look over there to your right,
out,
Cameron,
and
up
then
on the
narrows
ridge
down.
top over there. Is this all part of the ranch as far as we can see up there on the top of the...
Exactly. Now you're going to catch a few houses that from the south end of Dove Canyon, but otherwise everything you see is Starr Ranch.
Another creek. Does this just keep switchbacking back and forth?
Same creek.
Oh, look down here to your right, Cameron. Oh, wow. Boy, you got to have a 4-wheel drive to be up here, don't you?
Creek crossings are not normally as bad as the roads, because the adobe clay out here, and that gets a little bit moist. It's like driving on a frozen lake.
Now we're going up. And you said maybe we're going up.
Yeah, so far so good. Let me see how the road looks. This is pretty good, but there's a couple of touchy areas we're going to turn around and we're back down.
Oh, boy, I'm glad you're... Oh!
Hey.
You got to keep moving, though. That's the secret.
Yeah. A lot of this is a little loose from fixing it not too long ago.
Boy, these are big old oak trees, too.
Oh, there's some really nice ones in the canyon.
Oh, my gosh. Look over here to the right. Oh my gosh, this is spectacular. What canyon is this over to our right?
That's Bell. Runs north and south.
All the way to the ocean.
Into San Juan Creek, and then that drains into the ocean along the Ortega Highway.
What is so amazing is to realize that all of Southern California used to look like this back up in here.
Yep.
Here we go, up the hill. Whoa! I feel like I'm in a covered wagon in old California. This is old California. We have stopped. We're out of the car, and look at this panoramic view, and I think the clouds really add to it. What are we looking at over here, Pete? What is this big mountain right over here?
That's Santiago Peak. It's Saddleback Mountains. Those are the Santa Ana Mountains, and Saddleback is Majestic Peak, the other peak with the towers on it to the left, and Santiago Peak. That's what we call Saddleback.
And this is where we came from, down in here.
That's Bell Canyon.
And then here are all these houses, which really points up how you are circled and completely surrounded.
Well, not quite, not quite. We've got mostly the houses are on the western side. National Forest to the north, Casper's Park to the south.
What national park?
Cleveland National Forest is most of the area. Santiago Peak and out across to the north.
Now, is this the ranch we're standing on right here?
We're west of center on the ranch right now.
But this is the original ranch right here.
Yeah.
What would have happened out here? Why is this cleared off like this?
Oh, they did a lot of disking and dry farming for cattle feed, not farming for agriculture, just for the cows. And so a lot of the areas that were flat like this, you can see historical photos of them just being tilled and growing cattle food. And
boy, this is, now do people, when they visit the ranch, do they come up here like this?
I try to get as many people up here as possible, yeah.
And what do they do when they get up here?
Kind of the same thing you did. Wow, you know, it's pretty nice. And
just kind of take it all in.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out what Audubon is doing with all this.
It's a combination of things between protecting what we have here and restoring some of the habitats. It's also a representative of what old California used to be like, and the coastal sage grub habitat is not found too many other places in the world, and ours is found here in this part of the world, and we built on a lot of it, so there's something to be said for what's left and treating it right.
Just open space like this.
Yeah.
Now, are there animals out in here?
Sure are. You don't get to see them all, but there's deer and coyotes and mountain lions and bobcats and gray fox. Those are the big ones, and then pocket gophers and mice and
birds, because this is an Audubon.
Yeah.
Let's put in a plug for the birds.
It's a little quiet right now, but if we hang around long enough, we'll hear something or see something.
Now, truth in advertising, we were going to go up and get that big panorama from up on top of this knoll right here. This is the top of the mountain, right?
Yeah, actually right over the top of that is a little higher.
But the truth of the matter is there's no way in heck we're going to be able to get the car up there after these winter rains.
Yeah, I've been here 25 years, and I think by now I know how far I can push the limits on road conditions, and even if you have a four-wheel drive doesn't mean you're going to get there.
So this really is rough country back here all the time.
Yeah, it's actually the roads are in pretty good shape right now. But we try to keep them open for our use, for researchers, for the fire department. But the rain, it kind of rules the day. Rain, that gets wet.
But you know, you wonder how in the world those early pioneers ever made it across all of this.
I know exactly. If we could get there, there's what we call the Fox Ranch, about another 2 miles back. Mr. Fox grew apricots back there, back when there were no roads, and there's still a living, producing apricot tree with no irrigation. It's amazing. And I always look at that and think, how did this guy, even if these roads were here, how did he get that to market? I mean, and I don't think these roads were here. So, you know, we've got it. This is pretty cushy for us, you know.
Well, they were a hardy bunch back then, weren't they?
Yeah, a lot of horses and mules and wagons and stuff. But, wow, I mean, it's tough enough to walk it, let alone, you know, move produce. And
I think we got a good day today, didn't we?
Yeah, oh, man, you nailed it. It's beautiful out.
And you know what? All these homes over here, at first you think of them as a negative thing, and then you realize that because those homes are there, you appreciate this even more.
Yeah, I think you could say that. Yeah, and it is what it is. There was nothing out there in 1985 when we came out here. There was a little pump station out on the Plano Trabuco, and a little bit of Coto de Caza was built, but no, this is all over the last 20, 25
Well,
years.
a lot of growth over here. Not much growth here.
No,
Not ever going to be any
no,
growth here.
The Cleveland National Forest and us in Casper's Park represents 160,000 acres or so.
It's going to remain just like it is.
Yeah.
We've come to a sudden stop because Scott is blocking the road, which means he has something to show us. Now, first off, your name again is Scott?
Scott Gibson.
Okay, and you're kind of work with education with adults and children.
And kids, yeah. We do a lot of education programs for all ages here.
Okay,
And
now what are you showing us here?
Well, what I'm doing here, we actually have, this is called a scent station. And this
what?
is a scent station. And
Scent.
Yeah, and I'll tell you why we call it a scent station here in a minute. And this is actually a technique that we use to monitor large mammal activity in places where it's nice and dry, like it is here in Southern California.
What is this white?
The white stuff is gypsum powder, so you can buy it, put it in your garden, loosens up garden soil, and it's not toxic, so we actually use it because it's a really good tracking medium, so it records the tracks really well.
Those are animal tracks, look!
Those are actual animal
What
tracks.
are these down here?
So we have, this is coyote tracks. We have a coyote going across, and you can see he actually shoved the rock around there.
So he shoved that rock?
He did, and the reason that he shoved the rock, and the reason we call them scent stations, is because I actually put a scent lure on the rock that attracts the large mammals to the rock. And
now
so
there's some others.
There is some other ones there, and you can see if you
look right over here, Cameron. This is great.
At the relative size of the two tracks, you can see this is a much bigger track than that one, and that's actually
that?
That's our smaller dog. That's the gray fox. So we have two species of dog here: coyotes and gray foxes.
So this just points out to what? The kids, when they see something like this?
Yeah, absolutely.
It proves they're animals around here.
It does, and the way that we do education programs, we're biologists by trade, so we want to show people what it's like to be wildlife biologists. So we actually go out here and show them the real research techniques that we would use to study large mammals.
Wow, I bet the kids love this, and I bet they're oohing and eyeing.
They are, and it's not just kids. I think even the adults come out here and ooh and ah over this as well.
Now,
So
do you ever see even bigger tracks in the gypsum?
We do.
Like cougar tracks?
We get mountain lion tracks fairly often. We don't have any, unfortunately, on the road today.
No,
to show
you don't have any, fortunately, to show us. I don't want to see mountain lion tracks.
Well, it's an interesting.
Well, this is their home.
It is their home here,
and it was their home. Look, would there be mountain lions all out in here?
Well, they're very territorial animals.
Out in here. Look at this. This is wild country out here. Look over here, Cameron. This is all wild country out here.
And we are in Bell Canyon, which is known to be a main north-south corridor here for mountain lions. So we know they move through here, and we get a lot of tracks and scat.
Well, wait a minute. Look at this, Cameron. You've got gypsum all up and down the road here.
We do. When we do the program, we usually try and put out at least 6 or 7 scent stations to try and get a good wide variety of tracks.
So there's no way an animal can cross the road and not get...
And a lot of these guys have pretty good sense of smell, so they're smelling this stuff from a long way away and actually coming to smell the rock.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Well, let's take one more look at this. Look at this rock. This is fascinating. Coyote actually pushed this probably with his nose.
He did, and we actually have a scent station on another trail with a camera on there, and we've gotten a lot of good video footage of gray foxes and coyotes pushing the rock around as well. So they actually will kind of rub their neck and their body. We've even seen them roll around in it before. So
just in the gypsum.
Oh yeah, they're rolling around on the scent on the rock, just like your dog at home would do that if it found something dead in the yard.
We've left the gypsum, and Scott has brought us to what is this creek again?
This is Bell Creek.
Bell Creek, and there's a reason why we're standing here.
There is a reason. Not only do we do stuff with animal tracks, we do a lot of education programs. This is an area we do research in. We actually do research on the aquatic invertebrates, the bugs that live in the creek.
With the kids.
Well,
and the adults.
And for research as well, and then we turn that into an education program. So adults and kids will actually come out here, and we'll take them out, and we will show them how we do research on aquatic invertebrates. And we can actually use aquatic invertebrates and the bugs that are here to tell us about how clean the creek is. And so they'll actually go out here, they'll catch their bugs, identify them, and rank them by how much pollution they can tolerate and what we have here.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what other kind of things happen out here?
We do a lot of other stuff, actually. We do a lot of programs at night where we take people out and call for owls and coyotes.
You go out here at night?
We do. We have a flatbed GMC truck with benches in the back, and we'll drive down.
There's no light back there.
There's no light, and that's part of the attraction. For Orange County to get out here and not see any light, you get to see the stars. Nice full moon if you have a full moon, so that's great.
See, this is, as Pete was telling us, this is old California.
This is old California at its finest. Yeah,
and think about it. Look over here, Cameron. This is the way the pioneers would have found it when they were coming through here 150, 200 years ago.
Absolutely, and we have a very nice position here in Bell Canyon where we're protected by the Cleveland National Forest, and this is a nice area.
And how do the kids and the adults react to what we've seen today?
It's amazing when they come down here. I think a lot of people feel like they're traveling back in time, just even coming down our access road. And then, you know, not very many people in Southern California get to go play in a pristine creek. So to come out here and do this type of stuff, it's a real experience for a lot of people.
Well, I'd like to play in the creek. Look over here, Cameron. Look at the waterfall coming down, but I gotta tell you, the water's a little cold.
It's a little cold this time of year.
We'll just look at the creek right now.
Yeah,
An old California creek with cold water running in it. Last stop, we're coming from out behind the historic citrus tree that's been here on the Starr Ranch for, how long do you think these have been here?
Oh, 40, 50 years.
Yeah, a long time.
Yeah.
But we're looking not at citrus, we're looking at the stars of the show right here.
Could be.
What are we looking at, Pete?
Well, we've got some barn owls that have been nesting in a cavity up in that eucalyptus tree. Big limb pulled out years ago and created a gigantic cavity. And barn owls, which are found throughout the canyon, throughout the county, are fairly common. I've decided to use it, and a few years ago I put a camera up on there, and it's been great. It's on the internet. People can watch it and get a lot of. So wait a minute,
that's a camera up there pointing down into the
cavity, and then there's another one that I can move and pan tilt.
And what do you see when you look at it? Is this on the internet?
Yeah, it's on the internet right now, and right now there's 7 chicks, and both adults are in there. And at night,
you see the whole...
You see the whole thing. I mean, everybody's not positioned that you can see them all the time, but and come evening, you know, it gets dark, the male takes off, goes hunting, the female's in there. He's starting to bring the food back. He catches a mouse, a small rabbit. She brings it in, tears it up, and feeds. The oldest chick is now 2 weeks old.
Is this a big hit on the internet?
Yeah, I think so. And what's really nice about it, a lot of the people who comment on the site are interested in these birds. They're interested in wildlife, and there's a really wonderful interaction among all these folks who just care about this stuff and want to learn about it and just enjoy watching them.
It's streaming live right now, 24/7.
Yep.
So what happens when the chicks grow up and fly away? You're just looking at a hole in a tree.
What normally happens is when at about 8 weeks, 7.5, 8 weeks of age, they can fly and they start taking off, and the parents will still feed them. They'll be looking for the parents to catch some food, and they'll chase them around and get it. And then they may roost. The chicks may roost in there, and then all of a sudden they're dispersing. And then historically, the adults come back and they start roosting in it. And as in last year, they had a second clutch of eggs, and they had, so they could keep
there's
going.
Always something going on.
Usually somebody's it may be just sitting in there, but it's not too often that it's empty.
Wow,
you know, it's a great spot for them. So
you know, that is wonderful because that connects people with the Starr Ranch itself and with wildlife.
Yeah.
Let's stand over here because this is so pretty right here. You know what this is? Look at this. This has just been such a surprise. I think it is to most people.
Yeah.
We're going to put the web on the screen right now so that people can call you and your wife and set up programs where they come out and do all of these things, track animals and look in the streams and all kinds of night tours, a little bit of everything.
We're a full-service sanctuary.
Audubon is to be congratulated for having the wisdom to acquire this property years ago.
That's good to hear.
Saved it from development, saved it for the future generations of Californians to see what old California was all about.
There you go.
Thank you, sir.
My pleasure. Thanks.
What was it you were telling us riding down in the car about when people come here and
and appreciate it and understand it?
Well, I think an important part of it is whether you like to hike or bird watch or anything, that this open space and preservation areas like this just contributes to quality of life for everybody, whether you live in the city or in the country or whatever. It's really important.
Yeah.
And it's kind of special. There's not much left of it in the world. This is Southern California habitat is very unique.
It's very special. We got it right here in Southern California for all of us to visit and enjoy. We've had an absolutely wonderful springtime afternoon here at the Starr Ranch.
Beautiful, peaceful, nice way to get away from the city. I mean, as you're driving up, you see all the homes and the houses, and you think there's no way this could be here. And you drive over that first little creek, and here you are in this beautiful preserve. It's beautiful.
Well, you know what they say? Come on around here, kids. Let's get everybody in and turn around and look at the camera. This is old California.
Yeah, that's what
this is the way
we're hearing.
All of this area used to
Right?
look.
That's what I was trying to tell my kids as well as we're driving here. This is what it used to look like.
Well, hello, everybody. I'm Huell Hauser, and what a wonderful day we had on Starr Ranch in Orange County. Trust me, the Starr Ranch is well worth a visit. And, of course, the owl cam, well, you got to go on the web and check out the owls and see what they're up to. And if you'd like to go on this particular adventure again or share it with family or friends, of course, it's available on DVD. All you have to do is call 1-800-266-5727, and we'll be glad to send it to you right away.
Ford and the Ford dealers are proud to have brought you California's Gold. Discover the new ideas we're developing to make being out on the road more enjoyable and more economical. Like EcoBoost, the turbocharged engine technology that gives you the power of a larger engine with surprising gas mileage. Ford is committed to making your traveling fun, economical, and environmentally responsible.
Well, hello, everybody. I'm Huell Hauser, and for those of you who want to share our California adventures with family and friends who live out of state, well, you can send them to our website at www.calgold.com, where they'll find a link to iTunes and an ever-increasing number of episodes they can watch for free. We're taking California's gold worldwide on the web.